Hey guys, it's Monica Taylor with Monica Taylor Fitness. So I'll give it a few minutes and let everyone kind of hop on. If you guys will do me a favor, and I know Facebook has been having a lot of issues with technical difficulties with Facebook Live, so if y'all can do me a favor and hit the heart button or hit the like button so that I know you guys can hear me, that would really help me out. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me okay and that there aren't any technical difficulties. I have made the mistake before of doing an entire video and then no one was able to hear me. So if y'all just do me a favor and hit the like or the little hearts button so that I know that you guys can hear me, okay. So like I said, I'm Monica Taylor with Monica Taylor Fitness, and Mondays I like to hop on and just kind of give you a tip that has helped me be successful, whether it's in my fitness journey, whether it's in my business, with family. And so today is Monday the 3rd, which is the first Monday of the month. Now, I am a very type A red personality, so I love the beginning of the month. Because for me, it's like a clean slate. It's a fresh look at goals and visions and just kind of a chance to revamp where I was at from the month previous. So I get asked all the time, one of the things I do as coaches is I help coach people on their health and fitness journey and help them reach their goals, not only physically, but mentally and emotionally and spiritually as well. And so for me, that is kind of like the whole person. And one of the things I get asked all the time is about organization and finding time to, get your workout in and, find time to meal prep and find time to grocery shop, because let's face it, guys, life is crazy, and it's that way for me. I have a 9-year-old who's involved in lots of sports, and so we've got practices and games every week, something every night. I have 2 under 3 that keep me crazy busy, and I run 2 full-time businesses. Plus my husband works midnights, which means he's sleeping a lot during the day so that he can survive. And so, that leaves me to kind of handle all the house stuff as well. So if I don't have a plan in place, just like on my fitness journey, then I won't be successful. And for me, there's a lot of times when I'm not planning that I feel like a chicken with my head cut off. And so it's important that I sit down, and now I like to do this on Sundays. Every Sunday I sit down, I'll take a look at what's on the calendar, what's on the schedule, and just kind of plan out my week. And today is the first day of one of my challenge groups. It's day 1. They are rocking it out, and I always talk about how if we fail to plan, then we plan to fail, because at the end of the day, we know life is going to happen. You're going to have obstacles, stuff is going to come up, but when you have a plan in place, it makes it a lot easier and things go a lot smoother. So I wanted to kind of show you guys how I break down my week, what a month looks like for me, and just how I'm able to get, everything into my schedule that I can. So with today being the first Monday of the month, yesterday I sat down with I do a couple things. So there's a couple things that really help me. I am a paper pencil person, so I have a planner that I love. I'm also super cheap and like to do things on a budget. So the Erin Condren planners, but I didn't want to spend $50 on them, so I found one that I loved on Amazon. Plus it has this cute little, motivating saying that says always believe in yourself. Now the reason I love it is because I have gone through a whole bunch of different planners trying to find the one that best fits me. And for me, I like to time block so that I know where my time is going and where I'm spending it. And again, so that I make sure that I'm being intentional with what I'm doing and not trying to do too many things at one time, because that's when things start to fall through the crack. So I love that if I were to open up my planner, number 1, it gives me a place each month, which you can see this is all filled out because I sat down and did it yesterday. It gives me a place each month to write down my goals, and it talks about what the purpose of that goal is and what are my biggest objectives or things that could stand in the way. So I'm already kind of laying out a plan for my life, because again, let's face it, if we don't have a plan, then we're just aimlessly wandering through life, and no one wants to aimlessly wander through life. So then the second thing that I love is that each day is broken down into a time block. So I can see that, from 6 to 7 I'm doing this, from 7 to 8 I'm doing this. So I can go through and block out, what's going on through my day. And that really helps me stay on track. But let's face it, we live in a society where everything is technologically savvy. And so we live and breathe by our phones. And so not only do I have a paper calendar, but I also have a calendar that goes on my computer and is linked up with my phone and my husband's phone. So how do I get all the things that need to be accomplished done in one day? And a lot of the women that I work with are busy working moms. And I was a out of the house working mom, just a couple weeks ago. And so I had to be diligent and intentional with my time. So what I do is on Sunday I sit down and I take a look at our family schedule. I look at when we have practices, when we have sporting events, when we have church activities, and those things immediately go onto my schedule. Because at the end of the day, for us, it's God, family, and then business and every other activity. And so those things have to be on the calendar first before anything else will get scheduled. So I'm going to show you guys, now I'm going to warn you that for those of you that are overstimulated by color, I am a color coding freak. So I like things to be in different colors so that I can see what's going on. So this is going to be very visually stimulating, but it gives you an idea of what a normal week looks like for us in our household. Because a lot of times I hear that I just don't have time to work out. I just don't have time to focus on me. I don't have time to, invest in a business, or I don't have time. And so I want to show you that we are just as busy as everyone else, but we're just intentional with our time. So if you take a look at my schedule, again, remember, it's going to be visually stimulating. So I sit down each week, and this calendar is not only tied on my computer, but it's tied to my phone and it's tied to my husband's phone so that we know what's going on. And I also, again, like I said, I'm a paper pencil person, so I print it out and stick it inside my written planner so that everything is right there. So like I said, what I do is I sit down, I take a look at all of the family activities, and those go onto my calendar first. So I kind of do like a brain dump. Here's what we have going on. I have women's Bible study on Wednesday nights. I know Jaden has soccer on Thursdays. We typically have something going on Fridays and Saturdays, and so those things all go on there. Then the next thing that's super important for me is that I get my stuff done, meaning my workout done. I need to shower and make myself look presentable for the day, because even though I work at home, I found that when I get up, when I get my workout in, when I shower, when I get myself dressed as if I'm going out of the house, I feel better about myself. So I schedule that in, and I know how important it is. For me, it's super important for me to get it done in the morning, because again, we have 500 million things going on, and if I say, oh, I'm just going to do it in the afternoon when the kids are napping, half the time the kids don't go down for a nap, or they're on different schedules, and so it gets pushed to the side. Now for everyone else this may look different, but for me, the most effective time for me to have that uninterrupted time with my devotions, with the Lord, with my workouts, and just kind of have that me time is first thing in the morning. So for me to be the most effective, I'm up at 3:45 every single morning, Monday through Friday. Saturdays and Sundays, I'm typically up by 5, but during the week, I'm up at 3:45 because that allows me to get up. I do my, if you guys have seen me talk about one of my most favorite books called The Miracle Morning, How to Be the Not So Obvious Way to Transform Your Life All Before 8 a.m. I feel like I should be an advocate for these people because I absolutely love this book and it changed my life. I was always a morning person, but this even put into place, things that just really helped streamline what I was doing in the morning. So I'm up at 3:45, so my day starts 3:45. I get out of bed. I set my alarm across from the room so that I actually have to physically get out of bed and I can't hit snooze. I'm either sleeping in my workout clothes or they're laying right next to my bed so that I throw them right on. I head into the bathroom. I splash some cold water on my face. I brush my teeth. I walk right into the kitchen and I grab typically my Energize. You guys know I love my Energize. I talk about it all the time. It's the pick-me-up that gets me going for my workouts. I come into my office. I already typically have my lamp on. It's ready to go. My devotion and my personal development, maybe something like this, is laying on my desk. And while I'm drinking my Energize for those 15 minutes, I'll spend that time in prayer and visualization and positive affirmations. Then at 4 o'clock, I'll press play on my workout. I'll work out from 4 to 4:30, hop into the shower at 4:30, and I'm ready to go by 5 o'clock. And so by 5 o'clock, my day starts. So the next important thing for me is to schedule when I'm going to work, because at the end of the day, I do run 2 full businesses. So I've got to have that time. And the whole point of me building businesses that allowed me the freedom to be with my family was that I was doing just that. And so again, I had to be intentional with my time. I didn't want to be tied to my computer in the middle of the day. I wanted to be spending it with my kids. So I know that my children, the 2 little ones, normally get up in between 6 and 7:30. So that hour and a half is pretty much done. Jaden gets up at school at 6. He gets himself ready. He does his morning routine. We do breakfast, and he's out the door by 7:25. So from 5 o'clock until about 6:30, that's when I get a lot of work done. I'll check in with my challengers. I'll talk to, either coaches for my team or prospective challengers or other women just like you that follow me, how I can better serve them and how I can help them on their health and fitness journeys. And then I do that for about an hour and a half. And then the kids get up, we'll have breakfast, and then I schedule it intentional. So one of the things that I wanted to share with you guys was, how many of you feel overwhelmed with cleaning? Like right here. And for a while, I used to outsource, but we are really trying to Dave Ramsey and snowball our budget. And so that was kind of one of the things that I took away. But I wanted to find time that was going to be effective and how I could still implement something to help keep my house clean, because with 3 kids and boys, it's always a disaster. So I created a schedule, and each day I spend about an hour on a room, whatever that room is. Like Mondays is typically the living room and kitchen area because it's one large open space. Tuesdays is the bathrooms, Wednesdays is the bedrooms, Thursday is laundry day, and Friday is the office and the hallway. What that does is that allows me that focused time on that cleaning. It's done, and then throughout the week, it's just managing everything, making sure the toys are picked up. And so I'm not spending. The thing that I hated the most was Saturdays. It was like Saturday was the cleaning day, and then we had to spend all day cleaning, and then I just felt like I wasted a whole day when I could have been with my family. So if you're working, which I know most of my followers are full-time working busy moms, you could easily do 30 minutes in the morning. So maybe 30 minutes in the morning, you're picking up the kitchen, you're wiping down the appliances. If you guys would like, I would love to share the cleaning schedule that I created. If that would be beneficial for anyone, then I can post that in the comments below. So I do that first thing in the morning. I'm done. Then I'm intentional. I'm with the kids. We're doing activities. We're going to play dates, doing something to focus on them. We come home. We've got lunch scheduled in. Then I sit down after they're done for a nap, like right now, and I'm checking in with my team. I'm, reviewing my goals, where I'm at, what I need to do to reach them, how I can help my challengers, how I can help my coaches reach their goals, where they're at. That's what I do in the afternoon. I spend a lot of time on my team trainings, how to help them become more effective in their businesses and helping other people as well. And then when my oldest gets home at 3 o'clock, it is family time. From 3 to 8 o'clock, I shut it down. I schedule out things and I plan things to post on my social media, so those things are done. And from 3 to 8 o'clock, it's focused family time, because it can be very easy, guys, for life to consume us. And especially with all the kids' activities and everything, I was finding that I was feeling pulled in 500 million different directions. And like I said, for me, the most influential things in my life are my faith, my family, and then everything else comes after that. And so I had to figure out where I could be intentional with that time, but also how I could still be effective in my businesses, still be effective for my challengers and my coaches, and still be intentional with my faith and my family. And so, we decided we were going to do dinners every night together at the table, which was something that we weren't really doing. Spending intentional time with the kids and off of social media, off of, all technology. And then, having a normal bedtime routine with the kids, because my kids are crazy and they weren't on any sort of routine. I'm ashamed to admit it, but they weren't. And so they just, run hog wild. And so this, in sitting down and doing a brain dump, yes, it's visually stimulating. Yes, it looks overwhelming to some. But what it does is it makes you intentional with your time. And you guys, it's been the most freeing experience of my life. I get so much accomplished in a day because I've sat down and planned out everything. I try to eliminate the things that aren't really adding value to my life. Am I a reality TV junkie? You can best believe I am. But if you go look at my DVR, there's a whole bunch of things on there that I just haven't had time to watch. Now, if I have a quiet moment by myself and I've got everything done on my list that needs to be, to get done, then I'll take a couple minutes. But at the end of the day, if it's not adding value, if it's not being intentional with my family or intentional with my businesses, then to me, there was really no point. And so, I just wanted to share some organization tips with you guys, because I know so many of the women that follow me just are completely overwhelmed with life, and I am right there with you guys. I struggle every single day with organization, but this is what I found works for me, is because every hour of my day is planned, and while that seems crazy, it's absolutely freeing, because I'm getting things done, I'm spending time with my family, and yet I'm still continuing to grow a successful business. And it's the same thing if you're working, wherever it is that you're working, whatever your career is, your career path or your job. If you're at work from 8 to 5, then those other 5 to 6 hours that you have left over with the kids, with yourself, be intentional with them. Figure out where you can cut back on things that aren't adding value to your life. Maybe you're spending too much time watching TV, or think about your drive time. That was one of the things for me, was I was spending so much drive time when that's time I could use to add value to my life. You guys, one of the things that I've added over the past 4 years as a coach is the personal development. And I'll be honest, I thought it was stupid in the beginning. I never wanted to read a quote-unquote self-help book. I didn't think that I needed it. And I didn't see the value in it. But just spending 10 minutes a day, especially as women, and I'm talking to you because I know that that's the majority of my following is moms and women. We pour into everyone, every single person, the kids, our husbands, our spouses, our partners, whatever. We're constantly pouring into everyone else. We're the fixer, we're the counselor, we're the mediator, we're the housekeeper, we're the chef, we're the chauffeur, we're the grocery shopper. Like, we're everything. And if we aren't finding some way to put positive energy back into our lives, eventually we're going to run out of things to give. And we've all been there. You may be there right now. And I have been there as well. So I know what it feels like to just feel like you have absolutely nothing left to give, but you want everything in the world to give to them. And so this is just one way that's really helped me, is that I needed structure and I needed to add that in. And so it doesn't matter if you work an 8 to 5, you can still add more structure to your life, and you can find ways to add value to your life. But it's all about figuring out where your priorities are, what's most important to you. And so I'm going to give you a homework assignment. I know, right? She's giving you a homework assignment. I want you guys to go back, and I want you to really think about what you want out of your life. And what are the 5 most important things to you? Like, if there was no qualms or no obstacles, nothing, what were the 5 most important things that you would want out of your life? Those are the things that you need to focus on. Those are the things that you need to make intentional with your time, because I promise you, when you do that, you'll start to see a shift in your energy level. You'll see a shift in your mentality. I've been happier the past 2 weeks because I've changed my intentions, and I've changed my schedule, and I've changed my focus and my vision, because I had to figure out what was important for me and mine. And you have to do the same thing. So if you're walking around feeling like you just have no purpose or have nowhere to go, I challenge you to sit down and just kind of think about what you want out of life and where you want to go and what is most important to you. And if you need help on figuring that out, one of the things that I'm super passionate about is helping people get organized and figuring out a way to make things work in your life. I'd love to chat with you. Shoot me a message. If you have any questions, I will post the cleaning schedule I created for our family in the comments below. And if you guys want to take a look at my schedule, yes, honey, I have 3 kids. I have a 9-year-old, just turned 9. I have a just turned 3-year-old and a soon-to-be 2-year-old. So we are crazy busy, all boys. My 9-year-old is in 3 sports, and that's typically with multiple practices and multiple games. So, we are crazy busy in our household. So we know all about having stuff going on in life. So I hope that you guys have a great day. I hope that this was helpful. If you have any comments or questions about, if you guys can just do me a favor. Did I make this for you today? No, but I did think of you when I was making this, Lindsay. It was already on my schedule that this was what I was going to talk about. And then in our conversation this morning, I went, oh, this would be perfect. Megan, yes, we definitely need to reconnect again. I just thrive off of schedules, y'all. And when I don't have a schedule, my life is just 6, girl. How do you function? I feel crazy with 3 kids. I don't know how I could function with 6. My hat is off to you, because I feel like I'm running around with a chicken with my head cut off most days. So the fact that you are functioning and commenting and living and breathing with 6 children, I commend you and give yourself a pat on the back, because that is more power to you, mama. I love my babies, but 2 within 13.5 months of each other is crazy. And my house is constant chaos, but adding structure and adding schedule. I thrive off of organization. I thrive off of schedule and visually stimulating colors, and just figuring out how to implement those things into your family. So I'll post those that schedule and the cleaning schedule that I created below to see if that helps you guys. And I'd love to hear what you guys want to hear from. This page is for you guys, and so if there's something, whether it's in your fitness journey, whether it's in your business life, whether it's whatever it is, I'd love to help you, whether it's meal planning, whether it's organization. I'll be honest to say that one of my weaknesses and that we're really working on is budgeting. How many Dave Ramsey followers do I have out there? We just started the cash flow, doing pretty good. This is our first week with that. We're not totally 100% cash, but we're doing family. Pretty much everything besides the bills is going cash. So we're really trying to work on building that financial freedom, because that's what is important to us, and trying to get out of that debt. Everyone has that and struggles with it, and so you'll see me talk about that as well. So anything that you guys can, Jen, shoot me a message. I'd love to chat with you, girl, just about organizing and all that kind of stuff. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to y'all soon.